Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well today. We're here today. It is early morning on Tuesday the 6th of May. I got up early to do this for you guys before work, and we're going to discuss the Met Gala. I love the Met Gala. I love seeing a theme, a fashion theme, a makeup theme. I love that it kind of brings the fashion and creative world together. I think recently it's definitely been used as like a talking point, and I loved the theme this year. It was super fine, tailoring black style, and there was a lot of black designers used, and I just think it was such a good theme. So, and yeah, the Met Gala raises money for the costume section of the Met, which is the Metropolitan Museum in New York. So I just think it's fun, and yes, a lot of people are like, oh, celebrities get together and it's all about them. I love it. I love to stay up and watch it. I love watching the streams. I just think it's great. So I was in my pyjamas, under my duvet, watching all these gorgeous celebs walk the carpet, and I want to give my opinion. I'd love it if you can like and subscribe. It would mean an awful lot to me. I also have a new beauty Instagram if you'd like to give that a follow. I'll leave that link down below. Yeah, let's get into it. The exhibition was titled Super Fine Tailoring Black Style, and then the theme was Tailored for You. I love tailoring. I think it can really just make someone look chic. Liam, my best friend, always wears very like chic tailored things, and I'm here for it. I think it's such a good theme. I think you couldn't really go wrong with this theme. Like last year's was a bit like, it was very broad, and I think sometimes that means that you're more likely to just have some like rogue vibes. This year I thought nearly everyone was basically on theme. So yeah, I think it was very like cohesive, the actual dress code. The carpet, I'm gonna put a picture here, traumatizing. Asking people to look good on a blue carpet with flowers on, and the wall that you've got behind was this like bright blue with flowers. Anybody with a pattern, it just looked bad. Anyone with colour, it didn't look good. And I just think it's a shame. Like, as much as the carpet isn't the be all and end all, and it isn't, that is what people are seeing. And I just think some of the looks were so great, and it was ruined by the carpet. As you were walking into the Met, there's like a long corridor where they kind of like wait to get to the carpet, and it was this kind of like soft blue, like a, not a periwinkle, but it was like a softer baby blue, and the carpet was plain. That would have worked. I also think maybe we should have gone like a really deep red, or I don't know, not a black. I guess is hard as well because then black gets lost, but I just feel like we could have done like a more neutral tone, and I am a neutral girly, so yeah, I just think you're expecting people to look good on a blue pattern carpet. I think you're asking a lot. So I'm not going to do worst dress because I feel like we shouldn't be saying what is bad. Fashion's subjective, but we're going to discuss the best dressed. I was on Getty last night, refreshing every few minutes. I also watched the stream. If you do like the Met, I would suggest watching some of the streams. I know it's on late, but people look better in real life. Photos can make people just look flat. Like, I was speaking with Liam this morning, and there was a few people that he felt was underwhelming, but when they were on the carpet they had like aura, which I think added to their look. So yeah, I would suggest, if you do like the Met, taking a look. So let's start off with Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton. I'm an F1 girly, and I love Lewis Hamilton. he is such a good person in the sport. Love his crossover into fashion. And yeah, I think, I want to put it here, I think he looked great. I think it's giving like royalty, it's giving like smart, it's giving tailored. Love the hat, loved the accessories. I liked that it was a little bit feminine. I liked that he didn't go too feminine. Lewis Hamilton's definitely one to dabble in the more feminine looks, and he looks great, but I'm glad it was structured around like the man's body, but he was given like a few bits of feminine energy. I thought, yeah, he looked really, really good. I really loved this pairing. So this is Grace Murdoch and Wendy Murdoch. I recognise the younger female. I feel like, yeah, I've seen them in something. Are they actresses? But they came as a pair. They're obviously mother-daughter or some sort of family relation, as they have the same last name. Yeah, I think Grace is wearing Tom Brown. Is that his name? Tom? Yeah, Tom Brown, spelled T-H-O-M, Brown with an N and E at the end. I thought we'd see him. There's also a look later on that was his. He was a designer that I kind of thought about when I heard this. I thought there'd be more Schiaparelli. I thought Kylie would do a Schiaparelli look, because I feel like Schiaparelli can really do that like fine tailoring. But yeah, loved this, and I loved all the buttons on Wendy Murdoch's. There was lots of bags as well this year. Normally I feel like we don't see bags, but I feel like everybody had like a cute little bag because it's given like chic office, and I was here for it. I think they looked good together, but I liked how they were different. I liked how they weren't like the same. Love the gold on Wendy, and I just think they look chic. I love them as a pair, and when I saw them I was like, yes. As they kind of like moved, you kind of saw more. With Tom Brown's looks, a lot of them are like overlocking and like raw hem, but I really liked, obviously it's like such a structured vibe, but it's got like raw hems, overlocking, patchwork, but it's done in such like a chic way. But yeah, loved all the buttons on Wendy Murdoch. So I don't know who she wore, but I just think, and all the detail, again, I think in pictures you can't tell the detail, but when they're on the stream, when you see them walk the carpet, you see more of the detail. So yeah, this was stunning. I also, talking about buttons, I also think that Zoe Saldana looked absolutely stunning. I loved the buttons all the way down the arm. She had buttons going down the front. She had this stunning bow at the back. And yeah, I just think she looked really, really chic. Her like bodice had, it wasn't like a pinstripe, it was like pleats. But in certain lights it kind of looked like a pinstripe like bodice. But yeah, I just think she looked 10 out of 10. I just think all those little buttons just worked really well. Another favourite of mine, which Liam didn't like, was Sophia Richie. If I ever got married, which I never will because marriage is not for me, but if I ever did, this is the style of wedding dress that I would wear. High neck, like a bow on the back. I just think she looked breathtaking. Some people are saying she didn't hit the design, she didn't hit the theme. This is a tailored dress. It is stuck to her body. I don't know what designer she wore. Let me see if I can find out. Oh, she wore Tommy Hilfiger. Interesting. I'm surprised by that. It doesn't give Tommy Hilfiger vibes, but stunning. I think it's tailored. I think the bow gives it that kind of like extra layer of like something. I love the open back, and yeah, I just thought, to be honest, I know it's boring, but she was one of my best dressed. To me, on how much I like love the dress, it's best dressed, but maybe not for like hitting the theme. Also love for the men this year. I feel like the men slayed. Stormzy normally I think when he tries to do fashion, it misses. Sometimes it just doesn't work for me with him. When I saw this, he looks fine. He looks delicious. And I love the openness with the vest underneath. Love that, yeah. Love the rolled up sleeves. I just think he looks great. I'm here for it. Another guy that I loved was, who is this? So Carrie LeMay, or is it Lame? No, I think it's LeMay, isn't it? Loved this. Loved all the watches. Loved how the jacket was like half on. I loved the colour palette as well. I really liked this kind of like grey tonal situation, and I just thought, yeah, all the clocks were like really cool. And yeah, again, when you see them move, they look great. But really loved this. Again, really liked the coat and how it kind of like dragged. Loved the detail on this. There was another guy that I liked. Where are you? Yeah, this guy here. I didn't know who this was. Liam also sent me him on like Liam's little morning roundup. Who is this? This is Justice Smith. Don't know who he is, but loved this like polka dot over the suit. This suit fits him well. Like, it literally fits his body to perfection. Love the little lacy cuff as well. I think that really works like so well. And it wasn't necessarily white. It was kind of like an off-white. Kind of more like a cream, like a creamy tone. Obsessed. There wasn't many of him on the carpet. There was a lady who was at the very start, and I didn't like her makeup. I feel like she should have done a different makeup look for this. I didn't know who this lady was. Kernan Bunzel. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. I think, let me Google her. Who is she? Oh, she does like events and special projects apparently. Is she part of Vogue? So she does special events. Well, she looked stunning. Loved this dress. I do think it could have been more tailored on the bottom. But saying that, she looked stunning. She was obviously one of the first to arrive, so maybe she is one of the organisers. But I loved the like vibe. I think it worked really well for her. Fits the theme. It's a bit obvious, but I think obvious is still really nice. Again, on this carpet it just looked bleh, but I think on like a nice tonal background. Her makeup, hair as well. I feel like she could have done something. I feel like a really dark lip could have looked nice, but I think she looked really pretty. And yeah, she was one of the first on the carpet, so really liked her. Sydney Sweeney, breathtaking. Sometimes with Sydney Sweeney, I find that she is either a hit or a miss. Sometimes I feel like she doesn't suit certain colours, and again, this is all very like my opinion. Who cares about my opinion? When she wears like pinks and like really soft colours, I don't think that suits her. I think it plays too much into that like pretty look. I love her in like dark, strong colours. I actually think she suits a really like contrasted dark colour. And this dress was breathtaking. Her body looks incredible. Makeup. I think I'm going to recreate this makeup. It was one of my favourite makeup looks from the night. So if I'm feeling creative, I think I'm going to do a video on that, so keep an eye out on that. I just think I like the length of the sleeves. It, again, was tailored to her body. Unreal. She was there really early, and it's actually really funny because she was obviously one of the first ones to arrive, and like the Kardashians and Jenners ended up arriving like late, and there was actually like 4 hours between them, and so she was obviously having a great time. I would be an early bird. I would not be late / fashionably late. I'd be there on time. there was this lady, well, I don't know, I've never really seen her before. Again, some of these celebs I just have never seen before, and I was like, you slay. Obviously some I know. I do find sometimes when you're only looking on Instagram, you're shown the obvious people. Last year, I did this video, I'll leave that linked if you do want to look at back at last year's. There was so many I missed because I was just seeing named celebrities, and that's why this year I went on to Getty and I was literally seeing everybody. I feel like I literally saw every single person that attended. So this is, so yeah, Brianna Stewart. She is member of the US women's national team. She's won she's won gold medals. Basketball. Go her, well done her. It's given like androgynous. Is that the right word? Androgyny. I loved it. I think the suit looked stunning. Loved the overcoat, loved the layers. I liked how everyone accessorized this year. Like the little hat, and I just think it fitted their body really well. It was obviously like a super soft material, but yeah, I just think it looked really great. I probably would have done different makeup myself, but I really liked it. I think they looked great. Loved the overcoat. I was, yeah, really into my overcoats. I think Zendaya looked great, but I wish she had done like an overcoat, even if it was just on the carpet and then she like dropped it. I feel like I feel like she needed a bit more. So really loved this. Diana Ross looked stunning. Loved the hat, loved the mega train. I feel like we should have seen more mega trains. There's this picture here where she's like surrounded by all these men like fluffing at her. Her body, the hat, the hair, the coat, breathtaking. I loved this. I feel like some people should have done a coat. I feel like Kendall Jenner, hers was like giving office chic. I said I wasn't going to do worst dress, but here I am. But yeah, hers was giving office chic, and I feel like if she had had like a coat just to walk in with, it would have worked better. But yeah, love Diana Ross. Gigi, I'm not normally a Gigi fan. I feel like she hits it. Liam hated this look. When Liam said he wasn't a fan of this morning, I was like, no, it is giving. She looked like a Hollywood actress from like the 50s. And then I went online, I did send this to Liam. Gigi is referring to Josephine Baker, the first black actress to star in a major film. And it was a custom Miu Miu. I'll put this thing that I found here. And yeah, to me, she looked breathtaking. I think it fits the theme. I think she looked breathtaking, and I think she hit it. She hit it on this occasion. So I really loved Gigi. I loved how they were taking a few aerial shots. I'm going to put a few here. This was a really nice shot that I haven't seen before. So I don't know if this is the first year they've done it this way, or if I am only looking on Getty and normally these pictures aren't shown. Loved seeing them like from behind. I feel like you actually get the feel of the look a little bit better. So Danielle DAgostino, she was also in Thom Browne as well. Let me just check that actually. It looks like Thom Browne. Met Gala 2025. Oh, so yeah, somebody else has put, I assume this was Thom Browne, but actually it's a black owned label called Who Decides War, which focuses on black American experience. So interesting. So it's definitely a similar vibe to Thom Browne. So interesting, but because I thought it was Thom Browne too, but I actually think it is stunning. I didn't like the bottom as such. As she was walking, it kind of like dragged in a weird way, but there was like a solo standing kind of shot, and I really loved it. I think it fitted the theme really well. I think she looks stunning. Yeah, really liked hers. There was, oh, Priyanka Jonas. I loved hers. She did this kind of like 3. I'm gonna put them here. So what she wore kind of leaving the hotel was my favourite. I think she should have worn that at least on the very first bit of the steps. And then she kind of took off the waist bit, and then she took off the jacket. Last one was my least favourite, but I love a polka dot. And I think she looked really chic. And I think her and, she with Jonas? I'm not a Jonas girl, so I think she's with Joe, isn't she? Yeah, I think she looked really cool. I really liked it. Carrie Washington, stunning. She looked stunning. Loved the hair, loved the hat, loved the skirt, loved the jacket. Like, I like everything. I do wish she'd done different shoes. Loved the gloves, loved the gloves. I do think the jacket could have fitted her a little bit better. And for saying that this is tailored, I'm expecting everything to fit really well. There was some people where it did not fit well. And it doesn't necessarily have to like be like tiny on you, but the length of your sleeves and like when things were gaping shouldn't be a thing. But I think she looks stunning. I just think the jacket, you can kind of see on the arms, I feel like if it was just a little bit more tailored to her body, would have been breathtaking. And down here is like the perfect kind of length. I like the little peplum over the skirt. Love the see-throughness. She's given chic. Tyler, stunning. Me and Liam were looking at this morning. Her skin is breathtaking. Like, she always just looks very smooth. Like, she must moisturize an awful lot because she just looks so radiant and healthy all the time. Loved, loved, loved how this fit on her. I wonder who this she's wearing. Oh, she wore Jack Muse. Interesting. Didn't think that would be Jack Muse, but it looks good. There was a few other guys, I'm just going to put them here. I don't want to really I'm not going to go into detail with them. There's a few other men that I thought slayed. I really liked, I like this kind of like cropped jacket on a man. I feel like we don't see men wear that style anymore. Yeah, I think they looked really chic. And then lastly, me and Liam both loved this. Jodie Turner. The hat for me here wasn't my favourite, but this look, 10/10. This is what I thought Kim Kardashian was going to do. I thought she was going to do something, she did do the leathery vibe, which I did think she was going to do, but I thought she was going to do like a really like long coat that's like corseted, and I wasn't a fan of Kim's look. I feel like we've seen it from her. I like that with Kim, she normally does something that's different to what she kind of wears daily. I know she has worn some simple stuff, but normally it's like a moment, and this one I feel like she's literally worn that dress to another event. So she looked great, I'm not taking that, she looked stunning, but I wanted more. Same with Kylie. Yeah, but this, yeah, Jodie Turner, obsessed. Love the colour. Again, I just think on the carpet you're not seeing it for like what it is, and I know you can't like please everybody's wearing different colours, but yeah, really really loved. And I just think this colour on her looks stunning. The hat, I wish the hat was smaller. I also think Zendaya should have done a really big hat. I feel like her look was so like meh, and that made me sad. So yeah, overall I still think that Sophia Richie is my best dress, and that's probably going to offend Liam, but she just looks stunning. Maybe it's just because I love the dress too much. I'm a neutral girly, so I rarely like colour. The exception of that is Rihanna's golden yellow Met Gala dress that she did, obsessed. But most of the time the looks that I like are quite neutral. Sorry, it's just like my personal preference. And yeah, but I think overall the theme was great. Let me know if you have any favourites that I haven't mentioned. There's so many, and it's obviously such like a personal thing. Yeah, Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, hopefully see you again super soon. Bye.